My roommate's boyfriend made comments. Management heard them. It started small, a look that lasted too long, a joke that wasn't funny. Then the comments got worse. My roommate Maggie had been dating this guy Dylan for about 3 months. He practically lived at our apartment even though his name wasn't on the lease. Every morning, I'd walk out of my room and he'd be on our couch, eating our food, using our Wi-Fi, never contributing a dime. But I could deal with all of that. What I couldn't deal with was his mouth. The first comment happened when I was making breakfast. I was wearing gym shorts and a tank top. Nothing crazy. Dylan walked into the kitchen and said, "Damn, wish Maggie looked like that in the morning." I froze. Didn't know what to say. He laughed like it was hilarious and walked away. I told Maggie about it that night. She rolled her eyes and said I was being dramatic, that Dylan was just like that I needed to learn how to take a compliment. A compliment, that's what she called it. The comments kept coming, every single day, about my body, about my clothes, about what I was wearing to bed. He'd say things right in front of Maggie, and she'd just giggle, like it was cute. One night, I was doing dishes, and he came up behind me, close enough that I could feel his breath. He whispered, "You know, if Maggie ever gets boring, I'm right down the hall." I dropped a plate. It shattered everywhere. Maggie came running in, asking what happened, and Dylan was already back on the couch, acting like nothing happened. I told her everything that night, every comment, every look, every time he made me uncomfortable in my own apartment. She accused me of trying to steal her boyfriend. I couldn't believe it. I was the one being harassed, and somehow I was the villain. She stopped talking to me after that, just cold silence whenever we crossed paths. Meanwhile, Dylan got worse because he knew I had no one to tell. 3 weeks of this. 3 weeks of feeling unsafe in my own home. I started locking my bedroom door at night, started timing my showers for when I knew he was gone, started eating in my room just to avoid him. Then it happened. Our apartment complex was having maintenance issues. The building manager, Mr. Conway, had been coming around to check the water heaters in each unit. He'd sent an email saying he'd be stopping by sometime that week. I forgot about it completely. It was a Tuesday, around 11 inches the morning. I was home because I worked night shifts. Dylan was there too because Dylan was always there. I was in the kitchen making lunch when he walked in. He leaned against the counter and started making comments, worse than usual, graphic, detailed, describing things he wanted to do, things he'd been thinking about since he met me. I was frozen, couldn't move, couldn't speak. That's when I heard a throat clear behind us. Mr. Conway was standing in our living room. He'd knocked, but we didn't hear it over Dylan's voice. Used his master key to check the water heater like his email said he would. He'd heard everything. Dylan's face went white. He started stammering about how it was just a joke, how we were friends, how I was basically like a sister to him. Mr. Conway looked at me. "Did this man just threaten you in your own home?" I felt tears running down my face. I didn't even realize I was crying. I nodded. Mr. Conway pulled out his phone, called the police right there. Then he called corporate housing. Then he called Maggie. Dylan tried to leave, but Mr. Conway blocked the door. "You're not going anywhere until the police arrive." The cops showed up 20 minutes later. Mr. Conway played them his phone. He'd been recording for the maintenance visit. Company policy. Every unit inspection gets documented. Dylan's comments were all on tape. They arrested him for harassment. Maggie showed up screaming at me, calling me every name she could think of. Said I ruined her relationship. Said I seduced him into saying those things. Mr. Conway looked at her calmly. "Your boyfriend has been sexually harassing your roommate for weeks, and based on what I just heard, you knew about it." Maggie went silent. He continued, "You're both being evicted. Her for enabling a hostile living environment, him for trespassing since his name was never on the lease." Maggie's jaw dropped. "You can't do that." "Actually, I can. Read your lease agreement. Section 7. Any tenant who knowingly allows harassment of another tenant is subject to immediate removal." She was out within 72 hours. I got a new roommate a month later. Someone quiet who respects boundaries. Dylan got 6 months probation and a restraining order. Last week, Maggie messaged me asking if we could talk. Said Dylan cheated on her with 3 other women. Said she finally understood what I went through. I left her on read.